Now, here's a quick one that was sent to me that's a perfect example, again, of why you can't show weakness in front of gals. If you show weakness or what is perceived as weakness, it turns them off. Titled, I accidentally cried in front of my girl, and now it feels like she's not attracted to me. There you go. Says here, so I was in my bedroom and I was talking to my ex-stepfather, the guy my mom was engaged to for a few years ago. I never looked at him as a father figure or anything though. And he had let me know that his son wanted to apologize to me for what he did. And at first, I unironically burst out of laughter for a little while because it was so ridiculous. Then I got more and more angry and I yelled something violent into the phone and hung up. And I guess my girl heard that and came into my room and she saw that I was visibly angry or upset or whatever. And she sat down and wanted to talk about it with me. Well, that sounds like a screwed up situation. I do not like to open up to other people about my feelings and things like that. It's just not how I like to process my emotions or whatever. But she kept saying it's okay and all that. And I just started to cry for maybe like a minute. And I saw on her like a look of like, what the F, when I was crying. Kind of like she was repulsed by me crying. I was able to stop and I just said it's fine until she left me alone. This was 4 days ago. And since then she's been acting very weird about me. Like she was cooking for a few hours ago after the whole thing happened and she was at the stove. I came and hugged her from behind and was going in for the kiss on her cheek and she kind of moved away from it. She's been very all short responses and like all those kinds of things. She's been acting kind of cold towards me ever since. Sorry this was a big ramble. I just feel super weird about the whole thing. We've been together for 2 years now, by the way. It said the length of the relationship had to be in the post. So, first time ever, I guess she's seeing him cry. And look how she reacts. Ugh. Gets away from him. He tries to hug her and kiss her. She's turned off. The narrative says that it's okay for men to be emotional and soft and cry and vulnerable and all that and cry to your girl and go to her with all your problems. And you get the point. The problem is that when men do that, it turns women off. They may say they want a guy that will open up and talk to them and cry, blah, 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 but it turns them off, okay? And the sad thing is that a lot of gals don't get what they respond to emotionally. They say they want one thing, but then when the guy does that, they get turned off because they don't get it. Or they think, I should love my man enough that he can cry in front of me or pour out his feelings and fears and hopes and all that. And I'll love him the same. But she just doesn't. Because at the end of the day, women, feminine women, want their man to be strong all the freaking time. And it's unbelievably unfair to men because guess what? We are human. We are vulnerable. We do have fears and all that stuff. And we can't be strong all the time. But the unfortunate thing is we have to put on the show to be strong all the time. Because the second we don't, then she has to move into her masculine side. And the feminine women hate that. They don't want to be the rock. They don't want to be the mountain. They want the guy to be that all the goddamn time. And so if a guy is feeling vulnerable and stressed out and his world's collapsing, he's got to sadly keep the public appearance like everything's cool no matter what. Because if he melts down, she melts down. And if no guy should keep all his stuff built up inside because he's just a ticking time bomb. So if he needs to get things out, either if he's doing the crying, it's not when she's around, or he does it, he talks about what's bugging him or he's stressed about to his bros that he can trust, his father, somebody he can go to. But making your girlfriend your therapist or having meltdowns in front of her is a bad idea. But to me, honestly, she sounds like extra cold, to be honest here, because the way, just a quick tears going down there, she wasn't used to it, you know? And I mean, I gotta tell you guys, I mean, I'm pretty well kept together and it takes a lot to bother me. But I'll tell you what we'll have. I'll tell you the next time I'll cry. Right here. I have 2 cats. I'm a cat person. Love those my little cubs I've had since they were like 9 months old. One day, they're going to pass, as hard as that is. And believe me, there'll be waterworks coming down when, you know, and I don't give a shit. It is what it is. But we all can have, you know, but I sure as hell am not going to let anybody see me do that, you know. But even then, if it's your cats, it's your pets who you love. They're your kids. But still, there are some women that we turned off by a guy shedding tears because his dog died or his cats died. But it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So, point is, guys, as best as humanly possible, your relationship, guys, you got to keep it strong all the time. Don't make her your therapist. Don't do the crying, the waterworks, sharing your fears, your insecurities, all that crap. Got to be calm. Got to be cool. Everything's fine. And you got to vent You talk to your bros, you talk to your father, your uncle, whatever. Let things out. Don't do it in front of her, otherwise it will turn her off. And you don't believe me? Fair enough. Cry in front of your girlfriend. And I don't mean just running some tears. Whine. Or tell her your feelings. You're scared, you're insecure, and watch how it turns her off. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Be careful.